Road to 100 mil, episode 3. It's been a minute, and a quick spoiler. We hit 100 mil. We actually hit well above 100 million coins. Liquid currently have around 115 mil in the account. We actually go to MutGG and show account value. In the last video we uploaded, we just hit above 100 mil. We had gone from around 70, 80 mil to 100 mil account value. We're well above 150 mil now. We have capitalized on some insane investments, and this is what this video is going to be about. We're going to recap the last 2 weeks and go over every single notable investment we made. And we're going to do this in chronological order, so going all the way back to Ultimate Legends, we were investing in 94 overall ULs at the time for around 80 to 85,000 coins. That's when Lincoln Kennedy, the right tackle, came out. He was going for around 600k, so I was able to get around 120k average on those 85k 94 ULs. I completed around 15 Lincoln Kennedy sets, so the profit was really good there. Next up was the following Monday with Team Builders. A little bit of a surprise investment, but we were absolutely prepared. We had bought 94 overalls at an average of 70k over the weekend, along with 92 overalls at a 22k average during that same period. This was able to let us pre-build a 97 overall Team Builder divisional champion at 375k. And well, these were selling for around 750k. That's what I was able to get, 750k. And I was able to do 20 of these 97 overall sets that Monday. Next up on the schedule was Roster Revolution, and we got blessed by EA with a 97 overall, 98 speed George Pickens. I luckily, since I was buying 94 overalls, kept my 94 overall Roster Revolutions from the Team Builder investing. And again, at around 85k for these, I was able to pre-build George Pickens sets for a total of 400,000 coins, and I sold him for an average of 625k. That's around 160k, I think, profit after tax. His price was varying. He started at 800k, while I was selling the last of him at around 500k, so again, the average of 625. And I did a lot of his set. I was prepared heavily. I did around 30 George Pickens 97 overall sets. The very next day, a massive promo, Ring of Honor, and I was heavily prepared for it, as I alluded to in the last Road to 100 million coin episode, and it was 95 overalls that I had bought for an average of 92,000 coins going into, well, it would have been two previous Thursdays ago. And the 98 overall Ring of Honors was where I cashed out the sets. Now, yes, I had to go and buy a ton of 95 overall Ring of Honors, but they were actually surprisingly affordable because there was a bunch of offers out that made them, they were being supplied to the market. I was able to make around an average of 120k after tax on each of the 98 overall Ring of Honor sets that I did do, right? Combining the 95s that I bought previously for 92k and then the 95 Ring of Honors that I had bought throughout the day. And I was able, and this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but 198 Ring of Honor sets, you got to understand, you're only using 2 any 95 overall. So I actually only used 200 of my any 95 overall investments. And so yeah, that's how I was able to do 100 of them. It actually did not take too many numbers of the initial investment. Now, I say I made 120k on average from the 98 overall Ring of Honor sets. That's because the price I was selling the 98 Ring of Honors at, as well as the price that I was paying for the 95 Ring of Honors, varied throughout the day, right? They started selling at 850k, and by the end of the day, they were only going for 600,000 coins. So, you know, probably somewhere in the middle there at around 700k average, I was getting back from my 98 Ring of Honors. Again, that trickled down throughout the day, but all you need to know is I made around 120k profit after tax on each of the 98 sets, and I did 100 of them, so you can do the math, right? That's around a 12 million coin profit on the Ring of Honor investments. Now, we're actually going to fast forward to the following Thursday, which was just a few days ago, and this was All-Star Athletes. And once again, for some reason, the Madden community let 95 overalls plummet in price following Ring of Honor, and once again, I bought hundreds of these cards, any 95s, varying in promo from AKA to Ring of Honor, actually mostly to Redux, right? Varying promos for an average of 75,000 coins. Now, after buying, of course, the 95 All-Star Athletes and completing the 98 All-Star Athletes, right? Julius Peppers, Jimmy Graham, Deion Sanders were really the main three that I did. Again, I made around 125k profit after tax on each of those 98 overall sets. Now, the one thing I changed up from Ring of Honor to All-Star Athletes is I had actually an additional, hundreds of 95 overalls, and I actually also sold those throughout the day for an average of 120k. The numbers were like dead even. It just was a time thing. I knew I wasn't able to sell or complete that many 98 overall sets and sell in time while the price was still very high on 95 overall. So as I was simultaneously buying 95 All-Star Athletes, probably for like a 120, 125k average, completing 98 All-Star Athletes, selling those, I also was individually selling, the extra 95 overalls that I had. That way I could pretty much liquidate everything all in one day, whereas Ring of Honor, it actually kind of leaked into the next day. So kind of adjusted my strategy there. And so I completed, I think, only like 60, I want to say 60 All-Star Athlete sets. Again, making 125k profit on average there. But I also sold around 130 95 overalls, again, that I had bought at 75k and sold them at 120k, an absolutely ridiculous profit. Some smaller investments, though, that I actually made this past week, again, that were kind of in between the Ring of Honor and All-Star Athletes, that really helped. Ultimate Legend 94 overalls, I had bought the weekend prior to 50,000 coins, which made Lincoln Kennedy 97 overall, which I was selling from 350k all the way up to 485k, making well over 100k average on those sets. I also bought 8k 94 overalls at the same price, 50,000 coins, in order to build Javon Hargrave, which I actually currently am still selling. He's not going for as much as Lincoln Kennedy, but I've been able to get around 350k for him, so a little bit over like 60, 70k profit on that set. And then finally, AKA 95 overalls, which I actually bought Monday night and Tuesday after the Vita Vea and the Terry McLaurin came out. The 95 overalls came down in price a ton, and while I was also buying, the 95 overalls for 75k at the time for All-Star Athletes, I was scooping up AKA 95s for around an 85k average, and it turned out pretty well. What was originally an investment for the future AKA weeks turned into, I'm just going to do Vita Vea sets, and I've been doing them the past 2 days because he's been selling for like 615k, which again, that is getting like 120 to 125k back on those AKA 95 overalls that I bought for 85k. So yeah, and there was also some other baby investments that didn't do as good, of course, as the ones we just talked about. But investing, man, this has been like the best 2-week investing period of the entire Madden 25 season, and I always put it in the video, but I'll say it every time. Coin Bible, man, if you guys want the information of what I'm doing literally every single day so you can make profit like this, maybe not as much because I go to the extreme levels on this stuff, but I post everything I do in the Coin Bible every single day. It's $10 a month. Link is in the description for that. But it wasn't all investing. We actually got to go back in time to where house rules was still actually a thing, man. Rest in peace. I missed the mode already. It's been gone for like 3 to 4 days, and we're stuck playing, or I'm not even playing. I'll be straight up. I've not been playing the new All-Star Athletes event. 40,000 coins for only 4 wins, whereas we were getting like 600k for winning 9 games in house rules. It was absolutely ridiculous. I'll just quickly summarize. So the last like big batch of 93 plus packs I opened, I did not pull an LTD Micah Parsons right in one of the previous episodes, but I did pull 99 Ring of Honor Marshawn Lynch like a minute into the Ring of Honor promo, and I sold him for 1.5 mil. Also pulled a bunch of other 98 overalls, 96s, 97s. Those packs, man, by the end of the house rules, like week 4, those packs were absolutely juiced. It felt like every other pack was a 96 plus champion. I'll actually throw up the stats I posted on Twitter when I actually opened those packs a few weeks back. But yeah, you guys can see, I don't know the exact number, but I think I made somewhere around 11 to 12 mil off these like 36 or 38 93 plus packs. The end of an era, man. Yeah, I don't think I had played as much Madden Ultimate Team, like online gameplay, in the month of March and a little bit of late February as I did this year. But yeah. But now actually moving forward, right, from that point of making all those coins from playing the game, moving forward to my team, I'm taking a little bit of a gameplay vacation. We got Sugar Rush in a few weeks' time, also NFL Draft, and you know there's going to be a head-to-head event to get whatever the alternate currency is, probably a draft event for the actual NFL Draft promo. So I'm actually taking a little bit of break from gameplay. I'll still play here and there on stream, but I've kind of taken a backseat just because now there's no point. There was truly a point to... and I talked about this in my previous videos. There really was a point of like playing house rules over investing, but now without house rules in the game, gameplay wise, you're not going to make 10% of the coins you would make, or as I would make from investing in the market and working the market and stuff like that. So here's my updated team. you'll see it's a lot of the cards from the last update, right? Ring of Honor threw a little bit of a wrench in my plans initially too, because we knew those cards were eventually going to have their AP, like, raised on the last 3 buckets. Turned out they really didn't. Some notable new cards you will see. I did pick up the Trevondre Sweat LTD, as well as the Anthony Munoz LTD. I think these 2 cards are like golden ticket endgame. They're just very unique, right? Trevondre Sweat, 500-pound running back that could spin and get tanked for 0 AP. I think he'll be running back 1 until golden ticket. And then Anthony Munoz, tank for 0 AP, I believe, and also Vanguard for 0 AP, and he's like 6'5", 6'6". He's a left tackle, right? Again, a golden ticket S card, and I got pretty good prices for them. I think I paid 2.6 for Munoz and 3.4, 3.3 for Sweat. And again, I bought them the latest possible to try to not mess up those LTD purchases. And then you also see a bunch of Ring of Honor 98 overall players, and I actually was lucky enough to pull these in the 91 overall Ring of Honor BND packs. Pulled Dwight Freeney, Richard Sherman, Alex Mack, which was my favorite pull because I needed a BND center, and then the last one, Clinton Portis, 99 overall. But yeah, the team also, like, you'll see positions in here that just aren't high overall, and that's just because I have not played a game in like 4 days. I haven't played since the House Rules event ended, and I'm still kind of gathering pieces together for my team. Again, the only reason I bought Munoz and Trevondre Sweat was I think they're going to be the best at their position for probably a month or 2 in the game. But that's all for this episode. We went over a ton when it came to investing. We got some future investments already lined up for future content too. And yeah, that's really all this video was about. Market, investing. I will see you guys all in the next episode. We might have to change the title of this series now to Road to 200 mil, because don't worry, we're going to get to 200 mil. Probably going to be a few weeks, month or 2 for that, but we'll see. Until next time, peace.